podcast. Today's episode is going to be about heartbreak. What do we know about heartbreak? I don't know if we know anything about it, but we know that we've experienced a little bit of heartbreak, haven't we? So I Googled the word heartbreak just to kind of see where the origins, like where it came from, who invented it, who thought it was a good idea to use the word heartbreak to symbolize what we know as heartbreak today, which is hurt feelings and hurt emotions, things of that nature. So I Googled it, and the word heartbreak seemed to have been brought to light around the 15th century, and it means just that: sorrow, sadness, things of that nature. So the reason why I decided to go into this particular topic was because I realized through experience that the best way to get through a lot of things that we go through in life is to understand what they are and understand what we need to get through them. We need tools, we need information, right? So let's say you got your feelings hurt. If you don't understand how your feelings got hurt, what that means, right? And then what do you do with that once you realize that your feelings are hurt? What's next? And then how do you execute it? So there's things that we need to know, right? We can't just walk around saying we have a broken heart, because then that's kind of like, what if you like cut your hand, right? And you just walk around saying you have a cut hand. Well, you need to disinfect it. Maybe you need a Band-Aid and then let it cure, and then 10 years later, you don't like let everybody know that you still have a cut on your hand. It's healed a little bit, there may be like a little gash or like a little mark or something, depends on how deep it was. But, for the most part, it's no longer interfering with your everyday programming as it once did when it was fresh. And I kind of just compared that to emotional heartbreak. If you don't disinfect it and put a Band-Aid on it and let it and give it, take care of it, nurture it, not put a Band-Aid in the sense where it's like, let's just put a Band-Aid on it and forget about it. Let's nurture it and then protect it. And then in time, it's not going to be so interfering with our lives. So what if we took things that happen to us in our lives, whether it's breakups, I made an episode about traumas, and that kind of explained a little bit about the things that we go through in life as humans. And what if we just took the time to really, really break down heartbreak and why we have them, why that word exists, and why we still use that word to identify how we feel. And I think that if we start to unlearn some things, and relearn some things, I think that it would just be so much more impactful into how we see life today. And I hope that I'm speaking to people 35 and up. I think we've gone through a little bit of life now, and it kind of makes sense now, doesn't it? And if it doesn't make sense, I hope it will make sense one day for you, because this is where life becomes easy, when you start to look at things from a, what are the tools that I need to get through this, instead of just using what was given to us, right? Like, you're sad. Well, you're just heartbroken right now. You'll get over it. But there's a process there, and there's tools that we need. That's why there's counseling, there's therapy, there's help, right? But we don't know how to seek it because we don't know what the problem is. Is there a problem? Is the problem with me, or is the problem with someone else? These are little details that we need to know. So I decided to speak on this because I just felt like if we can just crack the egg and just kind of see what information comes about and how we can really turn our lives around in the way that we look at things from the way that we've been taught how to look at things. We listen to songs about heartbreak. We've seen movies about heartbreak. We've experienced heartbreak. Our friends and family, they've experienced it. We've seen it. It's just around us. It's a part of human nature. And we really don't see the tools, though, how to get up out of it. And a lot of us get up out of it in a lot of different ways. And sometimes we don't really get up out of it. We just kind of distract ourselves with new things. And after a while, you know, you kind of, you don't forget, but that's still there. Subconsciously, you still carry these things that you don't heal. And I know that it's a very trending thing to say, you got to heal. It's time to heal. But healing means processing, understanding what it is, understanding how to break it down and make logical sense of everything so that you can move forward. Because if not, then it's like a bill. It's an unpaid bill. You're in moral debt to yourself if you don't start to open up these things and start to really break them down and dissect them so that you can get forward, you can move forward with it in a very peaceful manner. Now, once you start to break down these things, your heartbreaks and whether your granny died, you have a lot of situations that perhaps made you sad. When you start to up those situations and you start to process them, then life just becomes a lot more simple. There's not so much weight on you because you've unpacked some of that baggage that's been there. You know, so I recommend. I I hope that you guys take this information with a grain of salt. If it's for you, cool. If it's not, cool. We're not here to judge. We're not here to force nobody's hand, and we're not here to get into people's personal situations. We're just here to share information, and we hope that you guys take it and utilize it in the best way that you see fit in your life. I just hope that it opens up your mind, and then you allow yourself to open up your mind to see if this is something that can potentially help you for the betterment of your future or your present and your future. Okay, guys. So, with that being said, I hope you guys got something out of it. Thank you for listening. Peace.